What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your boy Mean Joe Green, aka Prince of the Ghetto. Y'all gently tap that like button on the way in. Um, I want to talk about something real quick about YSL Lil Woody. You know, he upset because Young Thug and YFN and Lucci squashed their beef. And I get why you upset, Lil Woody, but I got a message for you. See, Lil Woody upset because he looking at all the work that he put in and the losses that he took. You know, he probably got close partners that got buried. He got close partners that's doing a lot of time behind the pen behind that beef. And he looking like, after all that we went through, y'all two want to squash it. Y'all the reason that we went to war and we lost people behind this. And now y'all want to squash the beef? See, that's how he looking at it. And I get it because I was wired like that back in the day. You know, when you coming from the streets, you look at it that way. But see, Woody, what you got to understand is just like the country, when two countries go to war, the only way it will end is with peace. When those two countries throw peace at one another, now they can get back to the money. Now they can get back to growing. Now they can get back to networking and doing what they do to better themselves in their lives. See, by you just still want to go to war, only thing that's going to happen, Lil Woody, is you just going to take losses and the people around you going to take losses on both sides. A war will never end until both parties make peace. And that's what you got to understand, Lil Woody. It's called wising up. See, the way we was growing up in the hood, those tactics and mentality was really kind of stupid. You know, if you just want to keep going to war, you just gonna lose. Look, the two bosses, they almost lost. They had to go do some time to figure it out and realize, like, damn, we tripping. We rich. We supposed to be out here getting money, doing our thing. That's what beef and war will do. You can't make money going to war with one another, especially in the same city. You know, see, Lil Woody, I call this with you and your partners that took losses, y'all had to be the sacrifice. Just like in the slavery days, our ancestors, they had to sacrifice their lives and stuff so that we can have equal rights, so that the generations on under can live better lives. Now we can vote and got equal rights in the eyes of the people. You know, that's because our ancestors put in the work and sacrifices. They lost lives and went through hell so that we can be where we at in life. So in hood terms, you got to look at it. They squash the beef so the generations under can realize we can squash beef and we can live to see another day and keep getting this money and be free, and we can be out here still taking care of our people. You see what I'm saying? That's how that works. And I get he upset because of the losses and the work he put in, but like I say, Lil Woody, you was a sacrifice so that the generations and people under can realize we could squash this beef and get back to this money, man. We could get back to doing us, living a wonderful life. See how you thinking, Lil Woody? If you want to continue to go to war, you was gonna eventually lose. Because no beef that keep going, nobody almost never win. Because of the chaos and the tragedy, they going back and forth, blood getting shed back and forth. Angry and angry. If I'm gonna get them, we gonna get them. How will that end with peace? The bosses shake hands, we ain't on that no more. Now when we see each other, we out here doing our thing. We getting money, we living our life. Now the game gets better. And I get where you coming from, Lil Woody, but guess what? You was the sacrifice. You and the people around you that took losses. On both sides, y'all were the sacrifice. So now that the people up under y'all and the world can see, we could squash beef and we could keep moving. You see what I'm saying? So now that it's peace, now everybody getting back to the money, they back at it. And they living to see another day. So that's the message I just wanted to put out today. You know, I know where Lil Woody coming from. You know, he spazzing out, you know what I'm saying, upset, but in due time, Lil Woody, you will understand and see in due time. But it's good that them boys squashed their beef and now it's peace. And now it's all good in Atlanta and on back on the rap scene as well. You know, so shout out to them boys, man, cause it was really needed. It's peace again. It was really needed, cause that was a deadly war, man. I get it, but for them boys to swallow their pride and squash their beef over all that what happened, it shows growth, and it's giving a good it's giving a good eyesight for the generations under to realize we can squash beefs too, man. So and when you think about it, they kind of saving lives with that type of squashing everybody watching. You know, so once again, shout out to them boys and Lil Woody. In due time, you will realize and see why they did it. Hopefully. It's your boy Mean Joe Green. Y'all like the video on your way out, man. And you know me, it's all good in the neighborhood and it's all love. And I'm up out.